Hi, this is a video for the video casting workshop. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of what we're going to be doing in our little workshop. A couple of good things about it. Hopefully it'll save us time so you won't have to listen to me drone on and look at me drone on. You could do this on your own time. Look at it a couple of times if you want to or need to, and it'll present the information in a quick way so that when we get to the video or the workshop itself, we can actually get to work and produce some stuff. Spend more time doing that, less time listening to me. This video, as it says here, will give us a brief overview of video casting options. As I said, it's an example of flipping a class. You get the content outside of the class, and then we do more doing in the class. And it can also be a resource for the future. If you forget or if you want to show somebody else what's going on, this might be a good way to do it. So as we move on in the video, I'll show you not only the content but also how a few different formats look. I think actually what we'll do is we'll go through the whole thing in a PowerPoint outlook. That's what we have here, and then I'll show you what other formats can look like. When we do the workshop itself, we'll focus first on the PowerPoints. So you want to have some kind of PowerPoint ready to go, so we can start working with that. One of the advantages of the PowerPoint is that I can use a tablet with it. Use my little tablet and my little pen. I'm not very good at writing writing with this, but what we can do is I go down here and I put pointer options and pen. I can write. Woohoo! So in our workshop, we will be practicing with this pen. Practice with the pen. Okay. So that's one thing that we can do. You can see that I'm not great at it. I don't use it a whole lot in mine. One of the disadvantages here for this PowerPoint thing is that this writing that I did will stay in the presentation, but it will not be on any notes, physical notes that I would give to the kids. Right. There's always a question of quality versus time. I will show you some examples of the stuff that I've done. They've pretty much been hacked together. The other thing that I'm modeling in this particular presentation that I'm doing now is that I thought this morning, oh my God, this is what I should do. I should make a video, panic, and so everything's sort of done on crunch time and supposed to be in a meeting in a half an hour. So there you go. But everything can be with more time or better equipment, better video or sound equipment. Things can be more polished if you want them to be. You'll see that was not a concern of mine. Every now and then, you also might see my head popping up. Don't know if I'm going to do it right now, but up in here or somewhere there'll be a little talking head Sam. And sometimes some people think that's good. Some people don't. Some people don't care. But every once in a while that might pop up. So don't be surprised if you all of a sudden see me. Some formats of presentation take more time to prepare. It depends on what applications you want, how you want it to look. And as I said, we're going to start with PowerPoint, and then if there's time, we'll show you some other stuff. Basically, when you're making a video, there are 3 steps. You organize your stuff. You organize the stuff, write up the material. Somehow you can do it straight into PowerPoint if that's what you like to do. Personally, I don't. but you could use Word. I'm going to show you this thing, Word Notebook, which you probably haven't seen before. Actually, it's what I use for mine, but again, I'll show that to you. Part of your decision is going to be part of the decision on which you're going to use is what you want it to look like and what you want it to do. Are you okay with just typing? Do you want to write like I'm doing now, or both? Writing and typing. It's always a good thing to have something going on the screen. Just having a lecture going on isn't going to keep the kids' interest, even if it's only 10 minutes long. For the videoing, ScreenFlow is what the school has. ScreenFlow should be what we use. It takes the video. It always takes a picture of your face as you're doing it. You can put it in or not, as you so desire. But it's editable. It does what we need it to do. As I said, the tablet, we're going to practice that today. And the third step is getting it on the web. You can have, because of our burkschool.org new stuff, you can have your very own YouTube channel. I have mine, and you can check out any sort of video that I've made and all the little hacked videos. Turn the sound off because you don't want to listen to me drone on about gerundives and stuff. But it's Burke Latin. If you search on YouTube for it, and maybe if you're interested today, we can take a quick look at some of those and see what they look like. I'm really getting into this pen here. This is the last slide here, but here's some tips. Keep it short. You really don't want to do anything more than certainly 15 minutes is kind of pushing it. 10 minutes is good. And kids will look at it too. And they'll look at it a lot. As I said, make it so that something's going on the screen, possibly even if it doesn't have anything to do with what you're talking about. And a tip that I picked up from somewhere else: don't put music on. Some guy apparently had background music, and it didn't really work out. Turned out to be distracting. The background music I have now is the air conditioner, which is on in the back of the room. Possibly introductory music, though. I thought of Carmina Burana in the beginning. Oh. Anyway, so what we'll do now is I will show you. That's the overview right there. But right now I will show you what we can do with other types of. If I can get out of this show. What we can do with other types of formats. This one right here is a Word notebook. And so we have same notes here. And you get to this by going up to View and seeing Notebook Layout. And you go to that notebook layout, and here are the advantages of this. Right? It is very much like Word, except it's got this cool jazzy lines and stuff on it. But I have these guys over here, which are little tabs. So I've got so it's like a slide in PowerPoint. Okay, so I've got intro here, so yada yada yada. Video progresses. You've seen this before, so we don't have to do that too much again. My stuff is a hack job. And then I can go over to these tabs, kind of like in Excel, and just tab to that, and I'm on the next topic. And so if you did this in a regular Word document, and I will show you that, you have to scroll down, and that it's not the worst thing in the world, but I think this looks a little bit better. So there are three points, yada yada yada. I've got my formatting palette out here, so on things I can promote and demote them. I got that up here. And so, yeah, so the next thing, tips. Over here are the tips, so I can just scroll through, and I like the way it looks. If I were to edit this for kids, I just sort of edit it up to this point right here, and so they wouldn't see all this garbage in the background. But I'm gonna leave it there. That's not my resume, by the way. Here's a tip that actually maybe I hadn't put on the earlier thing. When kids view the video, they should put it on high definition, and we can show you how to change the resolution. But if they don't, then, for example, stuff like this, they actually won't be able to read on the screen. So that's actually kind of an important thing, because otherwise it's kind of fuzzy, and you'll have to show them how to do that and how to change that. But kids pick up on stuff like that pretty quickly. I can actually also use the pen here. I go to this little gizmo. It's scribble. It's not as good as PowerPoint because it gets these things. So these are all, actually every single line that I draw is an individual picture. So that's not so bad. What's actually good about this is that I can save this, and these will appear on the notes themselves. And this, by the way, is another reason that I like to use the notebook and the Word, because I can post just the notes without the video, and the kids have access to that stuff too. Here's what the Word is going to look like. Going back to this. So this actually is pretty small right here, so I'm going to beef it up to 150% as we go. So scrolling down is actually something going on the screen. Other things that can happen is I can highlight stuff. Bing, there we go. I can even type more stuff. And this is stuff that, of course, if I spelled type correctly, that would be good. You can change the colors of things. Bold, italics, these are things going on. You can leave space for kids to do exercises. Here's one example. Sort of like in the Mr. Rogers way. Here's one example. Now you try. So those are some different options. We'll focus on PowerPoint first, and then we can take the time to do other stuff. Actually, down here, notice that even just highlighting that actually makes something going on the screen. But if you want to see more examples of what I've done, which again, not polished, YouTube, the Burke Latin channel. Thanks.